Hi guys out there in YouTube land, Chibi here with Candy, and I wanted to do a quick video response to a question that ChronicallySpaced put out on her channel about how you feel about telling people how much your dolls really cost, and also like how you feel about their reactions to it. So to start off with, truthfully, only one of my friends knows the complete truth of how much I spend on my dolls. She's my best friend, and she's also somewhat into the hobby. She's not like me, crazy, 1,000,003 dolls into the hobby, but she does love the dolls and stuff like that, and so she has more of an understanding of what they are and what they're worth and why they cost so much. So it's kind of the reason she's the only one. When it comes to my family, some know more of the truth than others. In a lot of ways, I've implied that dolls are cheaper than they really are, but not outright kind of said, hey, this is way cheaper than edit real price is. So, sorry. Just trying to, I'm getting used to using my cell phone again because my YouTube connection is not working correctly. But, generally what I have tended to do with my family is tell them how much my cheaper dolls are. For example, I told my mother, I think, the truth about how much my AOD girls cost me. And, because that was about long enough, I was in the hobby long enough for my mom to finally start asking questions about that, because my family doesn't talk about money very much. It's kind of your personal business. You do what you do, I do what I do, it's my money, your money, blah, blah, blah. And since then, I've kind of implied that, you know, like, she's cheaper because she's smaller than my AOD girls. Anyone in the hobby knows that's bull. She costs way more than any SD AOD girl does. And stuff like that. But I really do that because I don't feel like getting bitched out. And I will over that majorly if they ever figured out the truth about how much my whole collection's worth. And it kind of annoys me because they have, my mom doesn't, but like some of my other family members have their own collections of things that are really expensive. And I don't think it's very fair that just because mine are, how do I put this, less normal, yeah, we're gonna go with normal collections, that somehow I'm the bad guy. Like, I have an uncle who restores cars, which is way more expensive than this, and my dad collects Beatles memorabilia, and my biological dad collects big things that make him feel like more of a man. Don't ask questions. Stuff like that. And just because mine's a little bit weird, I'm gonna be the one that gets flack on it. When it comes to the average person, I kind of gauge my response. I'll be a little bit more upfront and truthful to like someone who walks up and asks, because I really don't care about their opinion. They're a random stranger on the street. I mean, it's not like we're going to see each other again. It's not like I care, if you know. Because there have been people at doll meets who've asked, who've walked into, because it's a public area, who've asked, and I've taken mine out to stores with me every once in a while, and I've had people ask stuff like that, and I don't really care about telling them the truth, depending on who I have with me. And then, let's see. But with friends and family, I gauge who they are, how close we are, and how, you know, comfortable I feel like telling them. the closest of my friends have a better idea of it than others. I don't think any of my family really has a great idea of how much they're really worth, and that's because to them there are other things I should be spending this money on, but to me, what they want me to spend the money on would end up badly for me in the long run. Like moving out, they would want me to spend it on that. Well, I don't have an actual steady job. I have chunks of cash that come in when they come in, and I have no way of controlling that. And without a controlled source of income, I don't like the idea of having something like an apartment, whereas if I miss one payment, I am screwed. Whereas opposed to, these are one payment, you buy them, you get them within a certain amount of time. There's no after cost. There's no cost per month. So, I mean, I have my reasons for kind of lying. Not really lying. I've never outright lied. I'll avoid the question. I've literally ran away from the question before, but I've never outright lied. I've just implied, you know, that the smaller they are, the cheaper they are, and I only really told the truth about, like, 2 or 3 of my dolls to give them a vague idea, but they were, like, the cheaper name brands. As to people's reactions, I kind of talked about that in there, but a little bit. Strangers, I really couldn't care less. Like, you're crazy for spending that amount of money. I don't care. I really don't. And as for family, I have gotten negative reactions before from people I've told the truth to. And, or at least closer. I don't think I've ever really completely told the truth, but like told the exact cost of anything. I've gotten some pretty negative reactions, and to me it's just annoying because I'm like, seriously, you think I'm crazy for spending this much on a doll? You bought a backhoe that you don't need. It just sits there, does nothing, and it's a backhoe. But I didn't complain when you bought it, so don't complain when I buy a doll. I've also hid dolls for that very reason. Like, certain family members have seen me look at dolls online, and I've later gotten that doll, but of course they saw that on my screen. They saw how much it cost. Like, there was one where he made a comment, my stepmother made a comment on how much my ring doll Frankenstein cost, and because I was looking at him online. They don't know I actually have him because they know how much he actually costs, and I'm not letting them know that. So, yeah, that's kind of the ins and out of what I feel on this whole thing. I don't feel bad at all for how much I spend in this hobby. For the most part, other than a few of my dolls, they retain their value because of the company or sculpt they are. Some of them I could never get what I paid for or what I think would be worth keeping them more. So, like, some of the dolls to me are worth more to me than I could get for them and stuff like that. But I don't feel bad at all for how much I spend. And I don't really avoid the answering of the question because of that. I avoid it because I pick your battles wisely, and this isn't a fight I want to have with my family. I have enough fights between everything else that this would be one major thing on top of a bunch of other ones, and it's really not worth it. Because I have a couple more fights that I know I'm going to end up having in the long run with different family members. So it's really just pointless to bring in an object that it's none of their business and really doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form, or how they see me. So, but I'm about to hit the 10-minute mark, and that means my sound goes out for an awkward amount of time that I'm not sure about. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and thanks for watching. Well, I can't really say bye with that hand. It's really weird. Okay, bye.